We could almost like chop up fruit and do like a cheese board. We could get cheese at like Publix and then.
I mean, we can use all that for
Oh, this feels so good.
Friday.
It does.
It's literally like a campfire.
Do we have like cheese?
No, we could get it at the store, but if we chop up like fruit and then we got hummus, chop some strawberries,
And then snap like a board for them.
we got this
That's a
for
great board.
Christmas. It's heavy.
This is so nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so pretty.
Okay, I caught it on video, but I didn't get to see it live. See, this is the issue. I just really want it to be like
Real.
yeah, real. And honestly, if I could find a way that I'm like my presence wasn't there and I could just film this.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is, like, you're friends with us, you're friends with Ricky and them. Like, it feels natural and organic and normal. I think if there was a stranger who I didn't know, I'd be like, are you sure you want to hear our story? I'm sorry that this isn't really like a meal. It's just
This
a fruit
is
board.
really so cute though.
Is it?
I love how you guys like are moving together, but really apart.
Hey. That's kind of like these tattoos we got. I have one and he has one, like, same space.
Tell me about it.
When we did our first premarital class, they asked us, like, the very first thing before we go into anything, they're like, sketch what you
Your origin of family.
your origin of family. So, like, sketch just 30 seconds. Like, it can be like, and it can allude to something, it can be literal. Just like sketch a picture of what your family looks like. And then so we sketched it, and then sketch what you want your family to look like between the two of you. And so I didn't sketch this, Jefferson did, but it's like I'm going through, I'm like doing an actual picture, and he's just like this simple like 2 circles locked up. And so explain it.
Like the picture that I had for us was that we're still 2 individual people, but we're coming together to build a new life together. Obviously, it looks kind of like a Venn diagram, but that wasn't necessarily the intent. This is just the whole idea of still individuals, that you don't lose yourself in marriage, but you get to create something new. But it's really built up of like who you've become over the years, and you enter into a new part of life where you actually get to build something new. And you keep your individuality, but it's a new thing altogether.
Definitely
so-
want to maintain individuality. It's his
I
thing.
just think it's
You
important.
can't box him in.
Well, not just that, but I mean, you like hear stories, especially if you're like a little bit later to get married compared to your friends, or even just like the cultural narrative of like, oh, that person's married now, they got the like, they only do married things. It's like, what do you mean? Or that people like lose themselves in a relationship. Obviously, it's all about like perspective. But I never wanted, and I still don't want Kayla to feel like, especially when she moved to North Carolina, she's leaving her whole family and friends and jumping into my space for the first time. Mm-hmm. It's like, you don't have to lose yourself or conform to things because you're in quote unquote my world. And I never wanted to, when I was in her space, feel like I had to be somebody else. But now that we are married and together, we get to create a new life based on how God is leading us.
Deep. I can watch that forever. I'm so serious. Like, I love these things so much.
Deep, right?
So good. So good. Like, there's no response for that. Like I'm literally just watching a movie.
Welcome to Jefferson's brain and heart and soul.
So Jefferson, are you the creative one or like?
Ooh, what a good question.
It's a great question.
Because like you said, he doesn't like being boxed in, and I hate being boxed in. So like,
You know, do it like Enneagram is a hard like. I think he's more of a 4 than a 3. Apparently, he's a 3-wing 4. I think he's a 4-wing 3. Because it's just like.
We'll see.
See, I'm defining him right now. He's like, I'm a 3 man. I'm a 3.
wait. So what's a 4?
4 is like the label of it is the individualist or the artist or
Gotcha.
the like the core motivation is like the drive essentially to be different. Well, not different, but drive to be unique.
Mm-hmm. Isn't 3 like
The achiever.
achiever? Okay.
And for me, it's more about like the other side of motivation, so like the fear and like the fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's less about like being scared of being the same as other people in terms of style or personality, but more about like achievement. That obviously like kind of plays in together. Obviously, kind of leaning towards the creative side. For a while, I was like, yeah, I want to be the best at being different.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be the best at being unique. It was really still more about like achievement and success rather than like being unique. So that's how I was kind of able to differentiate between like motivations and whatnot. Strawberry. But I think we're both creative.
Oh yeah. I'm like, what are we talking about? This is a sore spot for me because it's like, I want to be a creative. But I hate a creative.
But I think sometimes in the past you think that like I'm not quote unquote creative. So
Me or you?
You.
Yeah.
In the sense of like artistic, but obviously that doesn't mean that you have creativity. And so that's when like I think you've been encouraged when people are like, oh yeah, you're so creative. You're like, oh I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not an artist. It's like problem solving is creativity, but also
It's true.
the one thing that Kayla and I actually do have in common in terms of hobbies, because we have like none of the similar like interests or hobbies.
It's true.
But the one thing has been interior design, and we've gotten to like together build a home, but like just explore some more creativity. I think you're very creative with our space and figuring out how to do things. But I think on paper, I probably, in terms of my interests, have always leaned more on the creative side.
Yeah.
Music, mainly. Art, recently.
You know this guy got accepted to Berkeley for music? He'll never tell you, but I'll tell you all his accomplishments.
Wait, just now or like?
No, when he was 18. For like school. He was gonna go for drums. He got accepted.
I don't think we really have anything else to
No.
Jefferson, how's marriage life been?
Marriage life? It's been the best. It's like sounds so cheesy, but it's like the best and the hardest thing. I was like super ready to get married from like a young age. When I was like in high school, I was like, dude, I just can't wait to be married. I just be with my best friend all the time, build a life together, and all those things have come true, and it's amazing. I just don't think I understood the amount of emotional energy it would take to build a really healthy marriage. And I feel like we've been really aware of that from the beginning, and we've been able to have a healthy marriage with, I think, great communication. But it just takes a lot of emotional energy and a lot of thought to be kind and respond the right way, or at least respond in a healthy way in interactions. For us, we've been married a little over 2 years, but I feel like 5. Not in a bad way, but just because we've done so much stuff. Like with Kayla moving from Florida to North Carolina, us living in a few different homes in the span of 1 year, moving our life to Miami shortly after, living in a few places here, and just kind of starting all over. But
Wait, we lived in 1, 2, 3, 4 houses in 2 years.
right.
Married.
And then I finished school, helped transition church. Kayla has worked a bunch of different jobs. I've done a few different things, and just kind of been on the move the majority of the time. But I think that's allowed us to have a lot of experiences that take sometimes people longer to get through.
Yeah.
And I think we just had to learn quicker because of the pace that we were going at. And so I feel like we've learned a lot, which has been awesome and set us up for a great long life together, like a real strong foundation. But you don't want to get into a place where you're like, oh yeah, we've been healthy before, we're like fine now. It's like get that, keep practicing the healthy things, a lot of communication, making sure that like you're reflecting and like you're a healthy individual. Talk about that a lot. Healthy marriages are made up of healthy individuals, and healthy churches are made up of healthy families.
It's true.
So, I love marriage. It's a lot of fun. It's also cool. I think this was like one of the bigger transitions for the both of us as a couple. So like coming into a new space as a unit is much different than coming into a new space as a single person.
True.
And that's been, we just talked about like such a big blessing, a lot of fun. We're actually able to lean on each other's strengths in terms of like conversations or navigating rooms. And we're actually able to go in as a team. You just have like a little bit more security rather than going in as like a single person, feeling like, oh, I gotta impress all these people. You're like, I don't know, maybe it's not as big of a deal. I'm already married, and that's cool. What do you feel about that?
No, I love that. It's funny because like playing on each other's strengths, like I'll just go up, I'll probably say too much. Like I'll be like, just like chit chat with everyone, friends with everybody. But it's like Jefferson will say like one thing in like a string of like 100 sentences. I said he'll say one, and it's like profound and deep, and it's like then like it will like catapult a conversation deeper, or like it's like, oh, like we'll get tucked away in a corner with someone and like have like this deeper conversation. So it's funny, it's like walking into a room, we can bounce around and like kind of lean on like my strength and like greeting everybody when we get there, hugging everybody, and then it's like that one profound thing can set off like a really special conversation that he brings to it. So it's fun. It's been amazing moving to Miami and like building a life together. I think North Carolina was a lot different. Still sweet, but I like entered into his world. Like his friend group and just like his rhythms.
Yeah.
They became my friends and like it became our rhythm, but it's a lot different like coming in on like a firm footing together rather than, I don't know, even thinking about moving to Tampa. It was like we would go to the restaurants that I like and like hang out with the people I have 10-year friendships with. So just would have looked a lot different than coming here and maybe gravitating towards like a certain couple or a certain friend and being able to do that together.
Yeah.
Has been really special. It's been awesome.
And it's like,
Been a lot of fun.
again, only been 2 years. Feels like we've learned so much relationally about how we navigate new spaces. And we just get to like build stronger, which is cool. But it still takes a lot of work.
Yeah. And it's still just the beginning.
But it's a joy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the honor of a lifetime.